Hi, this is my handy dandy notebook. It could have been something that oh my hair. It could have been something that I jotted down a lot of things about my trip. Well, I kept a running list because some of the people that are in my church who sponsor in a small amount of money, either the teenagers or the elderly, wrote letters that I could give to the teenagers or the elderly. And I have like the name of the person in Dominica and the name of the couple of the individual associated with that person. And I listed it by the two villages, Wesley and Marigot, that we went to. So if Duncan asked me something, I could say, oh, Patrick's right here. Duncan, the person that helps sponsor you for your high school, is right here. Wow. Jeez. Was that ever thrilling that Duncan and Patrick got together and they spent quite a bit of time talking. Duncan came back a few times. Another person that came back a few times, and their sponsor in the United States didn't come, was Samuel John Baptiste. Samuel John Baptiste came quite a few times. He had a walking cane that helped him at his elbow. Last time in 2008, he helped work on the wall, but this time he wasn't able to work. And I'm looking through this. You can hear me shuffling through, and I want to tell you what I wrote down about Samuel. He loved to smile. But when I take their pictures, I know this is a generalization, but when I take pictures of the people in Dominica, they tend to give this dirty look, this no-teeth smile. Maybe their sides of the mouth will go up, but they tend to give a different look than when you ask for a smile here. Okay, I finally found Samuel's page, and I wrote that he will be 90 on December 24th. He was a fisherman and a farmer. And he actually lives across the road from another person that is sponsored, Tiny. Tiny was 94 on June 6th. And though other times we were able to visit with Tiny in her home, and she was sitting up, and this time Tiny's not as healthy. She's got somebody that comes in and watches her. Selena comes in and watches her, and Selena says Tiny has the strength to get up out of bed and to move, but with her declining eyesight, she needs help and direction. And she also has some other issues with arthritis and diabetes that Selena helps Tiny. Tiny's sponsor was the man that got everything all coordinated, and he's been to Dominica a few times. Not as many as I have, but he's been to Dominica, and his 3 of his children have been to Dominica. So Rick had this great idea. After we went to visit Tiny the first time, Rick, who really has a lovely voice, said, why don't we go serenade Tiny? Now, Tiny is hard of hearing. So, the first time when we were going in to say hi to Tiny in her bedroom, he said, Linda, go in and make sure she's, she can have somebody come in. So I went in this second time as well, and Tiny sat up, and they started singing through the window, Here I Am, Lord, and it's a song that we sing often in church and we practiced. But here was this 94-year-old woman singing along with them. And sometimes she'd lose her strength. It almost looked like she'd fallen asleep, and because she has problems with her eyes, they were not open. But you can tell what she heard and what she felt. And what I felt being there was a spiritual experience. And then Rick called in and asked how she was doing, and she was fine, I said, and they started singing, They'll Know We Are Christians by Our Love. Wow. And there was Tiny singing along with the neighbor from across the street, Pearl, and a group outside the window. And wow, I think that was the best time. That was the absolute best time I had there. I love visiting the elderly, and the elderly of Dominica show so much spiritual strength. The children are lovely too. The preschool was fantastic. I went to the Marigot preschool that's on the Zion Methodist Church lot, and we walked in and I said, whoa, they're so little. They are so little. Because we've visited before. My 5 other trips have been in February or April. The majority of them were in April, with 2 in February. So, they've grown, but here it is. It was just October, we got there on the 10th. And they were so little. I went into both preschools with a little goodie bag, a Halloween goodie bag. They do not celebrate Halloween, but I had a Halloween goodie bag, and I told them about what is going on. Oh, something's going on outside. Well, I told them about our Halloween and how a long time ago, one of my daughters dressed up as a soccer player, and I pulled out the little size 4 soccer ball that I brought them in each preschool, and I told them about how we get dressed up in costumes in that first little preschool where they were so tiny. They didn't know what a costume was. And I said, it's different. You dress up like different people. And I said, you could dress up like Dora. Well, 'cause they know Dora. Well, what can I say? They loved it because I had a Dora puzzle to give them. I just love it. In the treat bag was a pencil that they'll learn to use, and a toothbrush that they know how to use, and a piece of candy, a little lollipop. I got more to say, but the time's passing. Another video. 94 years old and 3-year-olds. I had a great time in Dominica.